I will tolerate no defiance. They will fear us and have no choice but to submit. How hard can creating a new world order be, honestly?
It's showtime! New York Combat Review! Let's do it!
We are looking at Sakura Wars, So Long My Love. A very interesting game and not really a type of game you see a lot of here in the West. In it you play as Shinjiro Taiga, a young Navy lieutenant from Japan who gets sent to America to be the new captain of the New York Combat Review's Star Division. It's a team of Broadway musical performers who ride around in steam-powered mechs and defeat evil. Hey, at least it's not as strange as a group of teenagers who spend all their day going to school and all night fighting demons by climbing into TVs or shooting themselves in the head to summon more demons.
You're in luck, cutie. I'm gonna teach you all kinds of stuff. What are you doing? I just wanted a little taste. He's so shy. It's adorable. Hey! Hands off, mister!
The game is part strategy game and part visual novel, which is an inherently very Japanese genre that we don't see explored very often here in the West. The only popular games here that springs to mind are the Phoenix Wright series, but unlike that series, your dialogue options and choices in this game aren't simply split into two groups of right and wrong, but can drastically change the story and ultimately the game's ending. In essence, that means that there aren't any wrong ways to play the game and plenty of new paths to explore if you decide to play through the game several times.
Enemy defeated. Moving on to the next target.
Your goal in the game is, however, to try and get as friendly as you can with the 5 girls that you get to team up with in the strategy part of the game. Because in Sakura Wars there are no forms of level grinding, as your character evolves based on how you handle yourself in the game's adventure mode. Building strong friendship bonds with everyone also help you to boost the amount of damage you can do with joint attacks, which can make a huge difference in the battle sequences.
Hey! What's going on? How'd he get in here? The lookout must have fallen asleep again.
You know where you are, kid? This is Harlem, dig? What are you doing here?
This is actually the 5th numbered game in the Sakura Wars franchise, and it's the first game to bring the story to America. A lot of the story revolves around the hero learning how things work in America, and as a foreigner I've learned quite a bit as well. I did some studying on the Sakura Wars franchise prior to doing this review, and I found that the series is a pretty big deal in Japan. It started back on the Sega Saturn in 1996, and apart from the 5 numbered games, it had also around 15 spin-offs, a number of books, cartoons, a movie, a plethora of merchandise, and even a musical made in its honor. So while Halo is a pretty big commercial success in the West, we are still only halfway. Where is my Halo musical, Bungie? Will we end up having to settle for an Uwe Boll movie? I sure hope not.
Disappear!
The voice acting in this game is for the most part not very good. It does take place in America, so you'd think that Americans would be the best voice actors for the game. I don't know, maybe it's just the lines as they have written, but the Texas girl Jiminy Sunrise sounds a little too exaggerated. And the Mexican girl later in the game has actually made me cringe.
You are the bad guy, mister, and I won't forgive you.
New York Combat Review, huh? Yeah, I've heard it.
This game is available on the Wii and the PlayStation 2. I'm playing the PS2 version that comes with a bonus disc that has the original Japanese voice track on it. Unfortunately, the save game from the American language version doesn't work on the Japanese disc, so I don't have any footage for that in this review. Once I've beaten the game though, I'll most likely give it another go with the Japanese disc to take another path in the game. After all, it is quite replayable.
Well, I'm Jiminy Sunrise, born and raised in Texas, the Lone Star State. So, you mind if I call you Shiny? Don't that just sound fancy? Shiny it is! Alright then, let's get a wiggle on!
Sakura Wars So Long My Love is an extremely well produced game that has a lot to offer if you can appreciate the visual novel design. It's kind of a hard sell to those kind of people who skip through cutscenes in games, because they'll just keep clicking through the dialogue to get to the place where they can press on the buttons on the controller some more so they can get to the ending and get their achievement points. But if you're a normal kind of person who can watch a movie without skipping through it to get to the fight scenes, you should have no problem enjoying this game. Sakura Wars, go get it!